Well, hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, and monsters and ghouls and goblins and then slimes. I'm your friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master Peter. Today I have my full party, minus Scarlet. Unfortunately, today she is working. As usual, I have Travis as May-Ighe, the mighty David as Fuego. We have Yeslie as I was gonna say Iris for some reason, but Yeslie as Core, Elliot as Leander, and Sarah as Iris. Uh, which is a grateful day and happy 4th of July to everyone out there. So we are gonna do a small little recap, and then we're gonna have May-Ighe say some few words. So where we last left off, we kind of found out what happened with Iris and May-Ighe. They, shared a moment together in the pond, and then they traveled a couple of hours/days until they found an abandoned cabin, which they, looked through, found some skeletons, broken beds, and put Elliot in a bed. Um, they spent about a good 4 days of uninterruptedness. They bonded a bit more, and the friendship evolved. And on the 5th day, they got attacked, but they realized that their location was actually a pit stop for the cult. So they had to fight their way, and along the way, Core was able to make an appearance. Fuego, which is David's warlock, and Scarlet was able to show up and help save the day. Our group rejoiced in being able to meet each other, and they have a lot of catching up to do, just like information wise and everything. So we'll get right in there. But before we do, I think you have a few words you want to tell the audience.
Make sure that you like and subscribe right here. Peter is a master at putting things in these videos. So he will put a subscribe link here and a like. So make sure you click that. Because we're looking for 1 like for every day of July. So please make sure you give us the likes and subscribes. My mom and daddy miss me so much. Please, I need these likes so I can go home.
On that note, we will, to let everyone at home know, unfortunately there won't be any video. It will just be what you see here, because technology is a bitch. But Travis knows, yes, please like and subscribe so he can go home. Unfortunately, he is imprisoned by that blue dragon right behind him. As you actually can't see it, but in the normal videos, he has a blue dragon right behind him. So we'll get going. We'll go off where we exactly left off with you guys, to where you guys were in front of the 2 horses. The wagons were filled with supplies, and there's dead bodies around the house and inside the house because you guys killed. We'll go where you guys were again around the horses on that exact moment, as Fuego was looting and putting some gold in his pockets while you guys were having this conversation.
You never let me know what I got out of that before they came out.
Yeah, probably like I think since it was a pockets and satchel, probably got like 200 gold. I mean, he's looting from the.
Just give that to me so I can have that, because obviously you see that I'm driving at the moment.
Yeah, no.
I will write it down in the Free page and Fuego has it. Thank you. I'll try to remember that.
Again, this is what these wagons
This
were
is the
filled.
question, okay?
These wagons were filled with treasure and things they looted. So again, 200. By the time either one of you guys say something, or by the time he gets caught, if not, Fuego has 200 extra gold pieces in his new saddle that he probably took from the wagon, and his pockets and pouches probably look full.
I needed a pouch anyway to hold my book, my tome, so it all worked out
great. The pouch is made of gold. Alright, so what you guys do again? Eugene is just gonna talk to Core and everything as is going on. He will remind the group that he is fully out of magic. That it's going to take him a couple of days to fully recharge everything. That is his gear, since his gear is no longer cloaked. For the rest of the group who hasn't got this description yet, Eugene's pouch that he has on his side is a mini aquarium for his familiar penguin. His hat is covered in multiple runes, like a utility belt. Um, and he has some other knickknacks around him that is now free of the cloaking that he put on everything, since he had to use up all his magic to teleport a lot in that one single day and still cast magic. So he will remind the group that he needs to eat these berries to recharge. So that should cut the time down a little bit. But he again will be out of magic for a couple of days. He doesn't know exactly when. He's using a couple of days as a broad term.
So we're riding on this wagon, right?
You're still outside the house, so we're picking up exactly where we left off.
Okay. Well, I believe our plan was that we were gonna ride over to Greenest and take the stuff that was looted and give it back to the right people. I think this is what we just discussed 2 minutes ago.
But Leander's inside.
Leander's inside of what?
The cabin.
The cabin that we just left.
I'm confused. Are there still like bad guys out there?
No, all the bad guys
All the bad
are
guys are
dead.
dead.
Oh, okay, cool.
Leander is still in that pocket dimension that Cole was in. That Eugene put Core and Leander in.
Hey Eugene,
Yeah, what up?
where's Leander?
As you say that, his eyes widen, and he puts like his hand in his pocket. Okay, it's still there. He's safe.
And it's okay, cool. Maybe Leander would like to come out, or is
Well, I would love to do that.
but you need a couple days because your magic needs to recharge.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorry, that last match was exhausting.
Okay, I mean, I can also eat a bunch of these blueberries and see what happens, but I don't know what will happen if I did that. I'd be recharged, but hey, something can happen.
If we're confident that, if you're confident that Leander won't be safe until tomorrow,
Oh yeah, as long as no one crushes what I have him in, then he should be fine.
okay, we can wait till tomorrow, right, Iris?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we need to get the wagons ready, and we're gonna head in the direction towards Greenest.
Do we know what that direction is?
Actually, don't. Actually, I think we do. We came across the footprints.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect then. Yay. Well, we'll have you two lead the way. Unless we want to stay in this cabin one more night.
I think we all agreed that it wasn't safe to stay in the cabin tonight.
10-4.
Fuego!
Fuego is right.
And well, it looks like Frego is unavailable at this moment.
is starting to get the wagon ready. Iris, can I talk to you privately for a second?
Okay.
All
So
right.
I sort of pull Iris away.
Okay, the rest of the group will get the wagon ready.
After the shit that we've gone through with this thing, are we really sure that this is something we want to do? Because we both almost have died within the last week. And I'm scared. I'm scared for you, I'm scared for me. And we don't really know what we're dealing with. There's a lot going on. And we just jumped into this very recently.
Wait, what?
We very recently just got jumped into this mess, this greenest dragon cult thing. You know, this where we jumped into it, and then we had our asses handed to us. We almost died.
Right, but I've also been kind of hunting down cultists and dragons the like most of my life. So it's not unheard of for me. I've almost died several times. And yeah.
Okay.
So yes, I'm scared. Don't get me wrong, but the feeling is slightly lost on me at this point.
Well, whatever you want to do, I'm here to support, and I'll back you up. And I'm not really close with anybody else, so you're the only person I can really talk to about this.
Yeah, I understand that. At this point, I'm just trying to look out for, everyone in our group. And right now we have, a new person who has been told that it's trustworthy, but we don't, really know him yet. So that's my main concern at the moment. Also, I'm obsessed with Eugene's penguin.
Isn't that penguin just like so adorable?
Where did he go? Yo, where'd he go? Have you guys seen my penguin?
Did he run away?
I think so.
No.
By the way, if you have any food on you, he's a little bit of a klepto. Don't trust those eyes.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep an eye out for the penguin.
Thanks.
And we'll keep an extra eye out on the food.
Thanks. He likes fish, I think. I've actually never seen him eat any fish. No, he's a grown penguin. He feeds himself.
Is your magic bag supply him with food?
I don't know. He's never complained about it.
It's fine, right?
I hope so. Alright, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation.
You're fine.
Okay, continue with your conversation.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. By the way, you might want to turn your Irene off. We heard everything.
I just and then I rip the Irene off.
Much better. Except Iris needs to turn off hers as well. We're going to hear her end.
Iris is in her mouth. It's always turned off unless you want it turned on.
Ah, well. It's going to be awkward to win. Okay, have fun. I'm going to go back to my business.
How did you get an Irene? Because You weren't with us when we got it, so I'm just saying this strange.
Nah, yeah, well, that's true. But if you really want to know, when you went through the portal, I hacked all your Irenes and created one for myself. I just didn't tell y'all because I wanted to make sure I can trust y'all because you did kidnap me.
We did not kidnap you.
Fine, you willingly seduced me with that furbo, and then it allowed me to go with you.
You mean your future wife?
Let's not talk about that. That's rushing. I'm going to leave now. Okay, bye. And Eugene storms off into the forest.
It's just like right at that moment.
That was perfect. Damn video for not working.
So May-Ighe will turn back to Iris. His face is now red. And he'll go, okay, I'll keep an extra eye on Fuego, just in case. Alright. And then I turn and walk away.
Where do you walk away to?
Back to the wagon.
Okay. I just turn and walk away. Where's he going? May-Ighe, where are you going? He goes back into the cabin to look for the penguin.
Be like, I forgot the fish. It's in the cabin, guys.
Smooth. All right, so I'm going to assume. Does anyone else want to have a conversation off to the side, or are we ready to venture off into the forest?
Adventure time.
All right, so everyone will. What was that?
What? It's like, come grab your friends.
Sakura will open up her hands for like a hug and like, come on, friends, let's go. Since this is probably the first time you guys had to interact with Core in almost a week because of her not being around.
I get in with Core's help.
Iris is just gonna hug Corn. Hug back.
It's not a normal hug, but I'm gonna hug her back. Get a little slap on that ass and say, "Good girl. Let's move on."
That's why people think I'm sexual, right? Like,
Now, to be fair, we're only thinking it's sexual because of Iris.
Or because you try and shift everything to be sexual.
One, not in game, just the comments I make, and two, let's move on. As you guys are getting things together and everything, Fuego, we'll kind of just hop off with Scarlet, but just, a couple satchels and all that lovely stuff, and kind of we'll take one of the wagons and drive it. So you can either drive the wagons or you can pull the wagons with the help of the horses. You guys will take some. I don't know if you guys want to take some blankets, some pillows as well to make this just a little bit more comfortable. Since you guys now have two wagons, enough for you guys can like put some blankets, pillows down, and use the stuff as makeshift bed and something to be a little bit more comfortable as you travel. Usually we'll walk alongside because I don't think you guys are going to go at a hefty pace just because of the amount of stuff you're traveling with. But Eugene will just kind of walk in between the two wagons if you guys do it side by side, or he'll be in between if you guys do it front to back. Who wants to be driving or pulling the other, or guiding, I should say, guiding the other wagon? And Iris wants to drive the other.
Well, we just have to make sure that either Iris or May-Ighe just points in the direction that we're supposed to go.
I mean, you can sit next to her. The front has enough room for two people. Alright, so you guys will go on your way. It'll take about an hour to get back to the trail. That's where you guys saw him the first time. That's where you and I were to get home. And off you guys go. Woo! Off to the next location. While using the map and everything and going on a lovely pace, you guys will be able to make it there in several days. When I mean several days is because of the wagons take time, stopping, resting for the horses, make sure, the food, the water, and all that lovely stuff will take a couple of days to get to Greenest. And that is where the fun will begin. But on the off foot, let's roll for a random encounter to see if you guys get one during this time.
Peter, is the random encounter starting the first night?
I will roll for it. Let's see what night it happens on. Well, luckily no random encounter happens.
Okay. Just for the purposes of regaining my hit dice.
Yeah, no, I'll let you guys have at least one night fully to sleep, rest, and everything.
Well, fingers that way.
Alright.
So during this time of you guys traveling, nothing bad would happen. You guys can avoid the combat if like bandits comes or even other merchants happens. You can easily avoid that. During this time, does any of you guys want to have a campfire moment? What I mean by this is role playing during a campfire. To either A, put expedition out, B, talk about things that wasn't said before, or just to ask question on why Travis is a small character. What? I'm just putting it out there. No one has asked yet.
Why is Travis's character so small?
Because he's only half of a man.
This is some racist ass bullshit that my character has to deal with all campaign.
What
Your
hasn't,
lives matter, okay?
to be fair, a halfling joke has not been said in quite some time, so I wanted to get back on the trend.
It has been said literally every single session. I do.
Well, I just want to make sure I don't lose one.
Also, I'd like to make a point that I can no longer do Fuego in a Spanish accent because I am not of Spanish descent.
It's
So
okay.
I was fired.
Oh, okay. So Fuego 2 will now be joining.
I'll just be a white guy doing white guy voices.
Okay.
His name is now Fuego no Blanco.
I like it.
No.
I just made that up. I'm really proud of myself for that one, actually.
Yeah. Your improvising skills are increasing.
Not gonna lie. I feel pretty fucking hilarious about that one.
If you want to be terrible, it would be Fuego El Rico.
I would.
Again, that's terrible, so don't do that.
My
Remember,
character
kids.
name is Cracker Ass Cracker.
Remember, kids. This is Dungeons and Dragons. You can be whatever the fuck you want. If you want your name to be Spicy Pants McGee, then that's what it shall be.
I mean, my alias is Gilligan Island.
There you go. Your alias could actually be your player's real name. My alias is Travis.
So, we as a group do a campfire.
Yeah.
Iris is saying no.
You don't want to do a campfire?
I don't know. My sister said Leander's code name is Elvis.
10-4. I like it.
Funnier because I have a villager on Animal Crossing named Elvis is a lion.
Nice. See, look, perfect exposition. If we had a campfire, that's just something great to know.
Yeslie and Elliott, do you want to stop and do a campfire?
Well, I'm an Elnocket. Leander's in a pocket, so.
Gives you guys perfect time to the rest of that.
You want a campfire? I'm fine with it.
Fuego? Scarlet? Scarlet's not here, but I don't care.
It's okay.
I'm actually driving, so. Whatever. I'm working with whatever you guys want to do.
So, like, are we traveling, like, where the campfire is, like, where we're in between, like, days?
So yeah, so you guys again traveling on the road here. It will be X amount of days before you guys get to Greenest. What I mean by a campfire session is one of these nights that you guys are traveling without getting interrupted are just spending and talking. Gives exposition. It's like a small little downtime for you guys to ask other questions, know a little bit more backstory about each other. You know, that type of thing you would see normally in like TV shows or comics, to where it's just kind of like a filler.
I would say, I would say I wouldn't, because I would be spending some portion of the actual ride talking.
I mean, we can instead of a campfire, we can do a road thing. You guys can talk during the day. I'm just seeing if you guys want to role play now while you guys are traveling.
I know May-Ighe would like to.
I'm fine with either. I'm fine with, because, like, you can do, like, a nighttime, like, type of role play, and then the morning time.
All right, so we'll go with we'll start with the morning and then we'll go into night. So as you guys are traveling during this time, Eugene is again nomming on his blueberries when he can, and also fixing his stuff that needs to be illusioned again, needs to be camouflaged. So that's what he's doing as he's walking, as his unique Irene is. Actually, you don't even know where his Irene is located. But that's what he's doing while he's walking. The rest of you guys can say what you're doing while you're driving, what conversations you're having.
I know I would want to core. I know I will want to talk to core.
I'm sitting next to Corey, so I will just listen.
Okay. Hey, core. I know we haven't talked in a few days, but I'm so happy to see you.
Like, I've gone.
You've been gone. You were gone for about five days, and the last we heard of you, you were kidnapped. What happened?
The last thing I remember is Leander going down and trying to save him. And then after that, it just goes blank. It's like
What was the first thing you remember when you woke up?
noise, haze.
I don't know.
You know, was the first thing that I saw.
To be honest, I thought you guys were gonna be dead. we continued through. We were able to we found some maps, and we found that there was a deeper dungeon full of different rooms, and came across a blue half dragonborn that was sporting the black dragon of Tiamat. We lost Typhon, and we lost Adhikara. And Iris, Eugene, and I were very fortunate to have gotten out, but we thought that you and Leander were going to be gone. And I still can't help but feel that it was my fault.
Why do you feel like it's your fault?
There was just something on the inside that just said, just keep pushing. Just go a little bit further. And continue to go further. And I didn't stop to think about the repercussions of my actions, of coming back to check on you and Leander and Eugene, and for you guys to have been taken, and just felt so horrible that I would have caused the deaths of 4, 5 people, and I can't. It felt like I made a decision that was based on trying to prove something, or it was being selfish, and that almost cost your lives. And I feel guilty.
We're here, and we're in the now, and you need to forgive yourself, because you can't let it eat away at you. It'll just cause more suffering.
I'm working on it. I will work on it. But it is hard. Iris, I haven't told you about this, but I've just still been having those nightmares. And I don't know how long it will be until the nightmares stop. As this is the most extreme thing that I've ever come across. And it will take time, I know, but I'm struggling, and I don't want to lose you guys.
Well, we're strong together, and like I said, everyone had a part to play, and I wasn't at my best. I kind of freaked out too, so could have been stronger, wiser, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, maybe it does. May-Ighe will put his hand on your shoulder, And then he'll look at Iris, and then he'll go back into the wagon.
May-Ighe.
And then when May-Ighe is in the wagon, he will go to a corner. He'll pull out the doll that he has in his bag. And just sort of just comfort it.
Well, I forgot about the doll. It's a what?
Good ass roleplay.
It's a what? He has a comfort plushie. Like, I should have had compliments, girl.
So does anyone?
I should have had gag me with a spoon.
Does anyone else want to follow that up?
What?
Does anyone want to follow behind that amazing roleplay right there? Okay.
No, and it was so good.
I know. That's why I was like, I'm okay. So after that, that little speech that I give you kind of impacted you two deeply on a level. So your wagon kind of becomes silent for a little bit as you kind of take in the words of what May-Ighe says as you guys are traveling. We'll say you guys are the back wagon, and then actually you guys will be the forward wagon since you guys need to lead the way. And the rest of
Fuego doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah, he's in the back wagon. And Eugene is just walking in the middle to, have a little moment and everything. And you guys will, continue the rest of your day uninterrupted, which will bring the question up on, there's not many merchants on this road. Even though you guys are on the main road, you guys haven't actually seen anyone in these past couple of days. It could be A, because the cultists are still around, or B, no one wants to risk their lives / merchandise in making these trips. So you guys can pull over for the rest of the day and have a little campfire scene. You guys will probably. I'll take what? As you guys pull over, you guys will pull probably about a half mile off the road. Just make sure you guys are far enough away from the road. And as you guys set up campfire, for those of you who want to go hunting, can go hunting. For those who want to stay and have rations, will have rations. Eugene will just, make a camp the best he can and kind of still work on his magic to make sure to recharge and everything. And he will, as he's doing this, he will also be talking to his familiar as well. Yes. He was in the wagon.
The wagon had a bag of fish, I'm assuming.
He won't tell me.
Well, we're taking up camp, you said?
Yeah, you guys can go hunt. I can set up. No, you can do what y'all need to.
May-Ighe will offer to go help with hunting. He just can't see well in the dark.
What type of...
He can.
Oh,
he can glow.
he is a torch. So we'll say you guys pulled over around like 6. You guys pulled off the road at 6. Traveled, you'll get another 10 minutes off the road, 10, 15. So about like 6:15. There's still, it's dusk. The sun will go down in probably another hour.
Are we setting up camp like we're gonna sleep there, or?
Yeah.
Here, how many arrows do I need to expend for the hunting?
We'll give you three. We'll give you 3 arrows.
You said 3 arrows?
Yeah, 3 arrows.
And then are any of the arrows that I expended salvageable?
Ironically, all 3 are salvageable.
Okay, good.
May's luck is turning around.
Okay. What did I hunt?
We'll say rabbit. Mainly rabbit. We'll say
Okay.
anything bigger than. Well, a boar is going to be that would be actual combat in itself.
Okay. I bring that back to the camp.
Right. So as May-Ighe is hunting alone, everyone at the camp want to have a discussion. Oh, actually, sorry, he's not hunting alone. Fuego was going with him.
Is that like a kind of like lake area, like kind of like a nice little like pond with a cute little waterfall or something?
Do you want to go and look for one?
Yeah.
Roll me I guess, survival and investigate. Actually, just survival, since this would be probably one of your natural things.
I gotta put my skills in. 23.
All right. So as you kind of as you get done setting up what the group needs, and right before May-Ighe Fuego comes back, you kind of tune in with nature for a little bit, and you know exactly where to go for a nice little waterfall / pond type deal. Is that where you're gonna head off to?
Gotta go there later.
10-4. All right. So May-Ighe and Fuego will come back. Who wants to cook food? Who wants to cook the food?
Corn does.
Eugene's just gonna look and go, yeah, and look at his penguin. Yeah. So go ahead and roll a performance profession. Do you have cooking as a profession performance?
I believe cooking wouldn't that be a survival?
Yeah, go for it. I'll take it. Okay. You are motivating her the best way you can of just eyeballing her up and down.
Man, I really wanted that to be a low roll because I don't think she's a good cook.
Alright, so as May-Ighe delivers it, Cora immediately gets to cook mode, and she skins the rabbit, she puts them on sticks, and she puts some Fuego secret recipe on the rabbit. In no time flat, the rabbit's all ready to eat, and you guys are sitting around a campfire. And as you go and hand Eugene his, he goes, "Thank you," and then the penguin will walk up and take the rabbit on a stick, and then go into his little pocket house. And you can see him close the door, and then the little pouch goes back to being a pouch. And then Eugene will just look sad and go, "Well, I guess I'm eating blueberries again." No. Oh, it's okay. You can have it. You're probably more hungry than I am.
I'm a vegetarian.
Okay then. Well, how about we split it then?
I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, okay. So I thought that was a question. You said I'm more of a veg. Okay, I'm gonna just take the food then. Okay, thank you.
Would you like me to try and go find something that's vegetarian friendly?
Gus is working on it right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
And as you say his name, he comes back with a small sack of berries and everything.
Gus.
Gives you a little thumbs up. And he shares what he found.
Make sure he doesn't overeat. My stomach doesn't bulge.
Oh, Gus has a food baby. So as you guys are sitting there, Eugene will pull out the little marble that he has Leander in, and then just tosses it to Iris.
Iris is going to be surprised, but catch it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not at my full magic capabilities yet, but I can walk you through on how to get Leander out.
Okay.
The way is actually quite simple. You just got to be confident in yourself and make sure you focus and not have anything distracting you at this current moment. I assume you can do that since it's been a couple of days since the cabin, so. What, we got attacked at the cabin. You got reunited with your friends. Why did I get that look? What happened when I was unconscious? Why do I still smell like lavender?
You smell like lavender because I want you to smell like lavender.
Okay, it does smell good. I will admit to that.
Yeah. Why are you complaining, boy?
Anyways, focus. He will immediately like to switch topic back to releasing Leander. So he's like, okay, so first I need you to concentrate. So go ahead and roll me. Obviously, it's not a concentration check, but roll me a d20 and whatever your spells are based off of, add that.
I have my charisma modifier, basically.
Yeah.
This is a 17.
All right. So as Iris is, focusing on this marble, it floats in between her hands, and you guys can see her arcane magic kind of just funneling through the marble and keeping it in place. He will then think, all right, perfect, awesome. Looks like you're in tune with the magic item. So all now you need to do is keep that connection, say the magic word, and then keep that connection even more. If not, it's gonna be an explosion.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. You can do it. I believe in you. You got this.
Why just me out?
Because I did it, and she needs to attune with my magic. If my magic thinks she's a threat, it will attack.
Okay.
And getting you out core costs more of my magic that takes me a lot longer to regain it back. So that's why I'm stuck to eating these blueberries for the past couple of days. All right. So he will tell you the magic word, which is Zim Zim Zalabim. What? It's my favorite book growing up. Well, you gotta say it if you want it to work.
Can you repeat it one more time?
Zim Zim Zalabim.
Zim Zim Zalabim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now say it with confidence.
I think that was with confidence.
Oh, that was? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was also be Googling throughout it.
I'm sorry, she looked a little confused on the password. What do you guys have for passwords?
Yeah. 000. 002.
You guys are odd people. Okay, go ahead and roll me another, I guess, charisma check. Since that is what your spells are based off of. Is it a 1?
No, it's not. It's a 10.
Alright. So as you say it and everything, you kind of like, for the feeling of you like opening up a door and then realizing that you don't want what's on the other side to come in, so you close it with your magic. And Eugene will look at you and go, "Okay, good start, but let's try it again." So again, password and then another check.
Okay, so the password was 007 all of that.
Love the confidence there, Iris.
Yay. And the 17, 18. Sorry, do my math wrong.
All right. So as Iris says it, and she gets more confidence, you guys can see that little music is playing around her as she's able to just focus her arcane magic to open up this marble, and with a big poof of smoke that blinds everyone and gets everyone to cough a little bit, everyone sees that Leander is now standing next to Iris.
I can just look that.
So Leander, what you see as you're just standing there is everyone is sitting around a campfire eating rabbits.
What? Rabbits.
Rabbits.
Iris is just gonna call Leander to see if he's actually there. Fingers to yourself. What? I said keep your fingers to yourself. Don't look like you. Oh, okay. He's real. This is Leander. Who else would I be?
Yeah, who else would I have in a marble?
Oh. Gordon cheers up and tackles him down. Leander, you're okay. I feel like I was hit by a rock. You were inside a rock.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Eugene does not want to explain the actual what he was actually inside. Over a week.
Longest catnap I've ever done.
Well, it's good to see you, Leander.
You'll feel a little funny.
That could be the side effect of it, but you should be good to go. You don't cast spells, right? Okay, good. Just making sure. Some of the side effects may be not being able to cast spells for a couple of days, but luckily, since you don't cast spells, you should be good to go.
It's good to see you again, Leander.
Why is everybody staring?
You have a new fur coat, it looks like.
What? What?
What? I mean, okay.
So you look like he has a new fur coat. You want me to shave? All this fur is gonna shed and fall on all of you. I'm like, what'd you do? Turn him into a Pomeranian?
I mean, we could just turn May-Ighe into Cousin It.
Oh, what the shit? Come on. Leander, I don't know how to tell you about this, but you're technically dead.
That could explain a lot.
Cord sacrificed something, apparently, but he was able to bring you back.
You're my new best friend, Cord. Cord, you okay? Stop crying. I'm fine.
I go and put my hand on Leander's shoulders.
You know he got tackled to the ground, right? They're still on the ground.
I know they're on the ground. It's about my height. As you keep clearly mentioning.
I just want to make sure. Okay, I'll stop talking then.
And so I just sort of put my hand on his shoulder, pat it a couple times and go, glad you're all right.
Yeah, me too. It's fun.
Here. And then he takes, May-Ighe probably went through the third of his money by this point. And so he hands the rest of it to Leander and goes, I'm not really that hungry.
This is basically what Core is doing. That's basically what Leander's doing. Just seeing what is going on right now.
So does anyone want to break the news to him?
Then he walks back over to the campfire.
Test yourself off with her. And just, instead of getting up completely, he just sits up. So, anybody want to tell me where we are? We're not far from Greenest. Where are we going? Greenest. Why?
Okay.
So why are we going there?
You've been gone for a while. General just mostly everyone got separated for almost a week. Then we met up at the cabin through some happen chance. And while Iris, Eugene, and I were at the cabin, there was about 10 of these cultists who were going to use that cabin as part of a resting site, one of their outposts. And hence, this is how we ended up seeing Core again. This is how Scarring of the Scarlet, and this is how this is Fuego. Fuego's right. But everyone just sort of happened to meet at the cabin, and the stuff that's in the wagon were the belongings of the people of Greenest. It was that little town that got raided down below that we covered. So we decided we were going to go to Greenest, give them back their stuff.